A common mistake that I see traders make is they treat stock trading like stock investing. They're two very different things, and if you don't understand the differences, you can be missing out on a lot of opportunity and make some expensive mistakes. In this week's video, I'll discuss what those are. I'll do my normal market analysis, and we'll look at the trade of the week on a stock that made some massive gains this week. But let's begin by talking about the differences between stock trading and stock investing. Stock investing is really about earnings, about buying into good companies with strong earnings growth and good management and all of those things that we hear people talk about when we think about the stock market. But stock trading has very little to do with that, because when you're in and out of a position in a relatively short amount of time, what the company does is not all that important. What matters the most is whether there's a catalyst that drives demand for the stock. In particular, when a stock has a low supply of shares available and a strong demand, you get a situation where the stock can move very quickly. So let's look at those key points here. How a stock moves in the short term is less about the company and more about human psychology. Now, in theory, stock price is based on future earnings potential, and that holds in the long term. This is what matters for investors. It's all about earnings and earnings growth. For traders, supply and demand is what is important. The best trades come where there's a strong imbalance between the supply of stock and the demand for that stock. Investors, they need to focus on earnings and growth. Traders need to focus on abnormal behavior. So let's look at the first chart here. This is a stock that moved up 622% on Friday. But look at those key metrics there. There's only 500,000 shares in the float. Now you're probably wondering, what is the float? The float is the number of shares available to the public to trade. It's usually a little less than the shares outstanding because insiders will hold some shares that are not tradable. The float is what's tradable. This stock traded 25 million shares on Friday. That's 50 times its float. So you think about it, there's only 500,000 shares available to trade, and it traded 25 million shares. So it traded 50 times what's available. In other words, people were in and out of it over and over again. Well, if you can imagine, if you've got a small number of shares available and some news or some rumor, some catalyst that drives investor demand to really want to buy those shares, you can get the kind of move that we saw in this stock. And the best trades are the ones where there's this strong imbalance between demand and supply. And if we go back to this chart, you can see at the bottom here, the volume was extremely big. And after hours, this stock continued even higher. It got up to almost $100 a share in the after hour session. So that's where we get that huge run, even bigger than what we saw in the regular trading session. Now let's compare that with NVIDIA, which is kind of the darling of the stock market. And you can see it's made considerable gains since, well, it started in 2021, but it had a bit of a bad year in 2022. And in the bottom, or the top left there, I've got the statistics for its earnings growth over that time. So you'll notice that in 2023, there was a 55% drop in earnings from 2022. 2022 had a 125% net gain in earnings. Now, the market is always forward-looking, so the market tends to predict more than react. In other words, the market went down in 2022 for two reasons. One, interest rate policy drove most of the market down, but also the market started to look toward weaker earnings. And then in 2023, you start to move up. 2024, a 581% gain in earnings, and in 2025, a 145% jump in earnings. So the key thing, though, with investing is that you can't wait for the earnings numbers to come out, because the stock market is very good at predicting what the earnings will be. And so when you see a stock like NVIDIA making abnormal price moves to the upside before the earnings come out, it's basically the market telling you that investors think that the earnings will get better. Of course, there's large hedge funds, people that are very knowledgeable in an industry that can do the research to predict those things. All right, let's get into this week's normal market analysis now, and we're going to jump to the Stockscores website. And here we have my website, Stockscores.com. There's lots of free tools on this website. You can register for a free membership at Stockscores, and also make sure you register for the weekly email newsletter. It comes out every Monday. I pick stocks, I teach things about the market. But what we're going to do is just start by looking at the S&P 500, SPY. And here is the chart, and we're going to look at the 1 month time frame. You can see it's more or less sideways. We've had a nice recovery. We're stalling now that we get back to the old highs, and the long-term trend is up, but over the last 6 weeks, 5 weeks, it's been kind of sideways. So long-term neutral, short-term neutral, which is an upgrade from where we were just a couple of weeks ago. Let's take a look now at the NASDAQ 100. QQQ is the symbol. And there you can see similar situation. There's the daily chart. It's been volatile and choppy, showing some uncertainty among investors as people took profits on stocks like Nvidia after considerable gains. Moving along to the IWM, which has actually had a really nice comeback the last 2 weeks, and trading has got a lot better over the last 2 weeks. Day traders will know that this is one of the best indicators for day trading action, and when this is trending up, day trading improves. It's that simple, and we've seen that over the last week and a half, 2 weeks. All right, let's take a look now at the Toronto Stock Exchange, which is outperforming the US markets. You can see it's stretching to new highs. If we look at the 1 month time frame, there's an upward trend, somewhat volatile, but still an upward trend. And the 3-year continues that long-term upward trend that began late in 2023. Now, one of the reasons the Canadian stock market has done so well is gold. Gold's been sideways for the last month and a half, 2 months, but it is starting to improve again. We see some bottoms rising, and there may be some opportunities in gold stocks. That might be one of the things I look at in this week's email newsletter. Again, you can register for that at stockscores.com on the homepage. There's the 3-year weekly chart on gold, and it's still in an upward trend, having gone parabolic. So we always have to be wary of parabolic trends. There's your linear trend line, and we've run away from it. And that's why we're kind of maybe going to grind our way sideways here for a little bit. But with gold prices so high, these gold mining companies are making good money these days, good earnings. And that's what investors want. Let's now switch gears and look at oil. So USO is one of the oil ETFs. You can see the general trend is down. I'll tell you though, there's been some pretty good opportunities in buying oil stocks. I think as investors look for value, the price of oil pretty much sideways for the last 3 years with some volatility, but it's certainly starting to be the case that money is moving into oil stocks because valuations are low and there's some really good yields in this area. Let's now move along to the currency markets. UUP is a US dollar. It fell this week, and I'll show you why in just a moment. So the short-term trend where I was bullish, I've now switched to a little bit more bearish or neutral on that one. The 3-year picture is still decent. You know, we've got a little bit of a pullback in that upward trend, but not as strong as it was just a week ago. Bitcoin has been a bit of a disaster the last 2 months, and you can see there the falling tops building. So that's a sign of pessimism. If we look at the 1 month chart, we are trying to stabilize, but we're still in a pessimistic market. So be careful with Bitcoin right now. And then the last chart, TLT, which tells a story about why the US dollar has fallen a little bit, is actually it doesn't really. I'm not sure. I was going to say it should, but this is a drop in the bond market, which means interest rates have risen, which should actually be good for the US dollar, and yet the US dollar has fallen as well. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but we just follow the charts, and the bond market looks more likely to go lower than higher, which means interest rates more likely to be higher than lower in the US. So my ratings then, neutral on both time frames for all US markets. Canadian market, bullish on both time frames. Gold, bullish short term. Long term neutral. Oil, neutral on both time frames. US dollar, short term neutral. Long term bullish. Bitcoin, bearish in the short term, long term neutral. And the same for bonds. All right, now we're going to take a look at the trade of the week. This is a stock that has made an amazing gain, starting at about $5, and it came close to $500 on Friday. So that's a 10,000% jump for a stock. Haven't seen that too often. And it all starts way back with some abnormal action. We always look for the abnormal activity. Now this is the 13-minute chart. And on the 13-minute chart, you can see these pink and yellow dots over here. This is really when the trend started on the 28th of November. Started to behave abnormally and had a good run that day. It's hard to tell because the scale has been skewed so much. And then it popped again on Thursday with some more pink and yellow dots. Those are my action candle indicators. And we use those every day in my active live service where we are looking for opportunities with some computerized algorithms that look for abnormal activity as a clue that money is flowing into a stock. That's the strong demand for a stock with not many shares outstanding. And that's one of the reasons this stock can make these big gains. This was around $60 on Thursday, and there you see hit $4.90 on Friday. Pretty amazing. And it all starts with this idea that trading stocks is not so much about the company, it's about supply and demand. This stock, very strong demand, limited supply, and a huge run to the upside. Hope you've enjoyed this week's Stockscores Market Minutes. If so, do me a favor, click on that like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, trade well.